Regional stewards that watch out, they're the stewards of their regions, act as civic entrepreneurs. They act as entrepreneurs on behalf of their community. They act in a civic way. And they catalyze and sustain change. They're committed to the long-term well-being of their region. They come from all walks of life, and they often play different roles on a team. And that's what we have cataloged in our book that we call the Grassroots Leaders for the New Economy, how civic entrepreneurs are creating prosperous communities, and a second book that we wrote that also is documenting this in over 30 communities. This, I think, is the key ingredient. And what I'd like to do is tell you a little bit more and then share with you some people who I think are civic entrepreneurs. They act as integrators that connect the economy, the society, and environment. They are the connectors, if you will, the boundary crossers. They see across the boundaries. And more than anything else, they are the communicators of possibility. They raise aspirations and they articulate potential, and they help persuade people that in fact it is possible to create a stronger community. So the people I'm going to share with you now are civic entrepreneurs that I've been working with in California. They're part of a network of people across the state, large and small. And they're going to just talk a little bit about what they're doing as civic entrepreneurs. And as they finish, I'll just sort of reflect on what they have said. But they'll try to give you in their own words a sense of what it means to be a civic entrepreneur.
I don't always think of civic entrepreneur as being a certain type of person, but a set of characteristics that a lot of people in our community have. It's about the desire to make our community a better place and the willing to work together with others to make it get there. The thing that really makes a civic entrepreneur is the willingness and ability to look at the overlap of people, the place, the environment, and the economy, and find out where solutions can work for all three of those things.
And I think of it as quite simply people willing to step up to create a new reality. And if you're not trying to do that, if you're just, like I really distinguish social entrepreneurship from civic entrepreneurship. A social entrepreneur will try to alleviate symptoms, possibly very deeply, possibly not. A civic entrepreneur will try to change the structure that led to the creation of the symptom in the first place.
I think if private sector business entrepreneurship is about innovation and creating new ideas, new products, new services to fill needs, civic entrepreneurship is really about that same creative energy being brought to bear to create newer and better communities, newer and better and more effective civic structures and solutions to make our communities and regions more competitive and better places to live.
Being a civic entrepreneur, to me, is very, very important. It's a commitment to the community in which you live, a commitment to help that community develop a healthy lifestyle that has all of the elements that you want and need to help perpetuate that community. So when we live in a community and we see and we desire to stay in that community, but we see that they're lacking in some of these areas, I think the commitment to come forward to help that commitment to either shore up those elements or to help create those elements and sustain them within the community so that that community will have a life's blood and be able to sustain itself.
One of the things that really works is pulling together a very diverse group of people who can all agree on a solution. Because it is that diversity that helps other people get a comfort level that the solution that's being proposed reflects their own personal values and interests. So when you have environmentalists at the table and you have social service at the table and you have business at the table and they can all agree on a solution, they all have their own networks of people who then buy into this as a viable solution. So I think one of the things that doesn't work very well sometimes is the way government interfaces with collaborative efforts, because we still find that government is more responsive in many cases to an individual loud voice than it is in backing a collaborative solution. An individual loud voice in many, many cases will drown out a collaborative solution.
My experience has been focusing on the art of the possible, really exercising vision and creativity and fearless innovation, not accepting the status quo, and not focusing on the problem, but rather the solutions. We have too many people in our communities who are so consumed by the frustrations and problems of our lives that they can, in many cases, not break out of that focus on the problem and find their path to the solution. We've had a number of successes in the LA area by focusing on solutions only when we get together to talk about potential areas that are presenting challenges to us.
For fundamental community transformation, which is what we're about, what doesn't work is political inclusion. What doesn't work is asking for having anybody show up that wants to volunteer. What doesn't work is thinking process is more important than outcomes. What doesn't work is not starting with an idea, just coming in with a blank slate. What we've found to work, because we've tried all of those things, is recruiting a team of people with the talent needed to solve the problem you're trying to attend to, committed to operating with the community values, willing to serve in a pressure cooker, a container, for a short period of time to generate the solution as the draft. And since one of our commitments or values is commitment to outcomes, people don't come up with someone oughta because they knew they're the someone. And it changes the dynamic.
So civic entrepreneurship, I think, fits well with the theme of this conference, Be the Change. Nothing is going to change in a community until you build a team of civic entrepreneurs. Those examples are just some examples of people from different parts of California that we work with as part of a team of regional civic entrepreneurs who get together on a regular basis and share their experiences, from large to small. Bill Allen from Los Angeles has just put together a strategic plan for the County of Los Angeles, one of the most complex counties in the United States, by going out and working with over 1,000 leaders to get consensus around this plan. Deb Nankivell, who was the one that was at the end there, is the head of the Fresno Business Council. It's a great story. Fresno has very high unemployment, a lot of issues, a lot of problems. Over the last 5 years, working together on a regional jobs initiative, they've created 15,000 new jobs by working across boundaries between business, government, the university and others to work together in a collaborative way, and have had a tremendous difference. And the woman who led that effort for the Regional Jobs Initiative, Ashley Swearingen, who's about 39 years old, about 40, just was elected mayor of Fresno, because she has demonstrated to everyone that there's a new type of leadership that can be used to try to bring everyone together, and has actually had tremendous impact. So I guess the bottom line that I wanted to share with you is the following. It is possible to create prosperity. It's not out of the reach of regions, but you have to bring the right players together and actually demonstrate a new type of leadership. And I would argue that that leadership is really civic entrepreneurship focused around regional stewardship, but building teams that can collaborate in new ways. So thank you very much, and I'll end there and answer any questions.